So, what do you think? Because I know, dude, I've watched your content for a long time, and I want to know what you think. Because I always ask this question to everybody because it's very, very important to me. What do you think about? And there's a word for it, and you already know what it is. But what do you think about over the top, disingenuous, forced diversity in almost every single iteration of every movie and show coming out right now?
What do I think of it?
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
Have you ever seen my Of course you
Yeah,
have, and you know it. So
that's why I'm
yeah.
asking you.
I mean, I think that it's complete bullshit. I think we
Yep.
all know this. I think that overall it's ran by people that are the true racists, and they're projecting their racism into trying to make the audience out to be the racist.
Yep.
As the real racists are the big wigs sitting in the corporate offices, the ones that are banging hookers, banging trannies, banging whatever they can, all while talking about how immoral it is to do those things.
Yep.
And the more bad that they're doing, the more they're trying to project that onto the audience so that you're not paying attention to them. Terrible fucking people.
Yeah,
So,
dude. And you bring up a freaking awesome point that it's almost like, how can you not be self-aware when people are like, well, we need somebody specifically black in this role, and we only need them because they're black, not because of how talented they are, not because of their resume, only because they're black, and that is it. And they think that is being not racist. When in my opinion, that sounds super racist. You're not giving somebody a job because they're good at what they do or they fit the role. You give it to them because you're wanting to appease an entire group of people, and that seems shitty to me.
If you're giving a black person a job because you think a black person needs a job, that means that you think black people are beneath you and that they need your great white handout.
Oh, dude. And oh my God. So I'm going to mention this real quick, but it always freaking bothers the hell out of me. It's the same thing as when you go on like a college campus and you ask people why they're against voter IDs, and they tell you because people, black people and people of color in communities can't afford driver's license, and they don't know where to get them, and they're actually, they don't know how to use computers because they're not educated enough. And dude, what the how could you possibly say that and think you're the most guy?
It's the most racist thing ever to say that. Like, yeah, black people aren't smart enough to work computers. So what?
Dude, it's why. And you know what? I think I see it turning around because, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you all we can really judge off of is social media, really, because the media is not going to give us what we actually, would need to see. But I'll see posts all the time from prominent like black creators or maybe black actors or producers or anything that are like almost becoming aware of this weird white savior complex thing. And they're like, we don't want you to give us jobs. We want our own characters. And that's what we've been saying for like 6 years now.
Yes. Look who's getting called racist more than anybody right now. Ripa is getting called a racist that hates black people more than anybody. Why? Because he created a standalone black character that doesn't rely on a white person hand-me-down. A black character that was created from the ground up. He's his own person. He's not using any white tropes or any of that to get his name out there. And because of that, all the white leftists are calling Ripa a racist against black people. You're like, what is going on?
The audacity, and it's gatekeeping, to be honest. And I'll explain what I mean by that. But the audacity for like white people that maybe identify on the left for any reason or whatever, based on their views, are the first people that will call actual black people like Uncle Toms and race traders for just believing a certain way or stepping out in a certain way, like Ripa did with creating the Ripaverse. Like, they're like, you're an Uncle Tom because of this. And I'm like, dude, you are a 58-year-old bald dude. What the fuck are you? And you're white. You're white. And you're calling a black dude an Uncle Tom. And how could you ever fathom to do that? And dude, it's just insane to me. And they will get so much support. Much support on social media for that, and it blows my mind.
Well, I mean, like this, there is a lot of bots out there, a lot of bots that are designed. Like we saw this like She-Hulk when She-Hulk was going on. There were these like She-Hulk stan accounts that didn't have any followers, like maybe had like a few hundred followers, and they were getting tweets that were getting like hundreds of thousands of likes, and you're like, that doesn't make sense in any capacity whatsoever, because it wasn't like a one-off here. Like there were a lot of those, and it was like, this doesn't make sense. Common sense just step back and use it. This doesn't make sense. Yes, one tweet here, one tweet there. There was consistent She-Hulk stan accounts with less than 1,000 followers getting hundreds of thousands of likes to promote the show. That doesn't add up. 2 plus 2 is not equaling 4. And if you question that, you're racist, by the way. You know,
yeah, like, dude, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And like, it's the funniest part of this whole thing is coming full circle in it when you have studios, the same guy and the same casting directors or whatever, that are like, we need this random black actress to be the Little Mermaid and with not much of a resume, we need her. Why? Because she's black. It's like, okay, well, there that is. And then that same guy, when they release, you know, Star Wars or something, you know, from Disney in China, they'll either remove completely or put a mask on the black character. Why? So they can make money in those markets, because those markets don't want to see that shit. And instead of, you know what they should do? And you already know, they should just pull out of those markets if they actually believe that what they said, but they don't at all. Yeah. It's all, they just feed whatever demographic they think will give them more views and money. And of course, on social media in the West, you got to go over the top left to get that clout. That's just how it works now.
Yep, 100%.